Hey, what is going on, guys? It's Nickens. It's been a bit. Honestly, was a little burnt out for a bit. I really enjoyed, I was continuing watching MLW for sure. Um, but I felt hard pressed to try and make a video, especially when there were so many sweeps. I felt like a lot of what I like to do is kind of point to nuance, and there's not I didn't see a lot of nuance in repeating myself over and over again about sweeps this, sweeps that. It made for amazing and exciting plays and games, and it's making for an exciting playoff series for sure. But for the most part, I felt completely burnout on trying to make something. And when I did make something, like the craziest things would happen where I stopped recording or I wasn't recording, the audio was off, so it's just like I I got really frustrated and kind of put myself in a content rut for a bit. But I'm so glad you guys are sticking with me. There has been a lot of support on the channel, even though I've been MIA for the past little bit. So go ahead and hit that like and hit that subscribe button. Make sure that you're following, and hopefully I continue to try and post more in the future. But thank you so much again for all that you do and all your support. So we're going to recap the ALDS and the NLDS. If you haven't watched those, which you probably have by now, I'm going to give you a second. All right, here we go. So we're talking about the craziest series, both games pushing it to 3. They needed all 3 to decide the winner. All super close, all one or two scores away from winning. And in the end, the Downtown Diamondbacks are 2-time reigning champions. Are no longer with us. It is a sad day for Diamondbacks fan. They have been spoiled for a little bit, but it was not their year. It seemed like they were cruising in the regular season, and you know what? When you sometimes you just hit a wagon, and that wagon was the Eagles, and this was really surprising for me. It's a great outlook for the Eagles because this is their first time really winning against the Diamondbacks in the playoffs. In fact, either not choking in the playoffs, which is huge. And I am glad to see that their talent that was so young for so long is now putting the work in. They're continuing to grow and develop, and they have won themselves a divisional series against a really good Diamondbacks teams. Of course, after the game, if you didn't know, Michael Shima, the 2022 walk-off hitter, and he is now retired from the game. It is very sad to see him go. He will always be remembered in most people's hearts like a Ryan Kelly. But you know what? It is what it is, and we're very thankful and excited for all that he's done in the MLW community. So long, but very thankful for all that he's done. So you may be thinking, all right, Michael, what's next? What is going on for the Eagles? They're playing a pretty stacked Mallards roster. And yet again, I really don't know what to expect from this series. The Eagles, yes, they look very solid. They pulled out some very gritty wins. The pitching looked really good. They held the Diamondbacks to only 2 scores the entire game. And if they get their bats going, it looks really good. I don't know if the Mallards pitching is up to the standards of where the Diamondbacks were. I mean, I think the Eagles are going to be able to hit a little more. However, oh my goodness, the gauntlet of people that you have to go through is so much higher. Because yes, Jimmy is an MVP caliber player every single time he steps up to the plate. But you got Robles, you got Coughlin, and you also have Colm, who could come in at any time. You have Irwin, who can come in at any time and really rake. And that is a really tough lineup for the Eagles pitching to kind of get through. And I'm very interested to see where it goes. I'm giving the edge to the Mallards in this. I think it would be great to see the Eagles, win it. And I really am rooting for them, but I just don't think with the talent matchup, in terms of experience, in terms of, the need to hit when you absolutely need to, because everybody can pitch at this point. I'm going to give the edge to the Mallards. I think they're going to be able to see the ball better. I think I trust them to really score versus the Eagles. And so, yeah, I think the Mallards are going to go to the playoffs and go to Atlanta this year. Speaking of teams, regulars that are missing it this year, we're going to have to talk about the Wildcats and the Preds beating them in 3. It was a very exciting series. Liam Jackson was the MVP for the Wildcats for sure. And it was very close. I mean, he kept them in games with hits, with walks. I mean, you can see how the fourth person is the linchpin, can be that linchpin. And Liam Jackson is a classic example of that. That guy can hit when he needs to, and he's probably one of the best four holes in the entire MLW, I believe. As far as the Predators go, I mean, Warda, clutch home run, and playoff crashed is here, guys. Like, he is absolutely insane. He is pitching super well. Yes, he let off that one home run to Liam, but other than that, like, he limited the damage. The bats were getting going. I'm still worried about the 4-hole for the Preds. Rudy didn't seem to get anything going, really. He really needs to get stuff going, especially when you're playing a tough Magic team. And it'll be interesting to see how that goes. Sad for the Wildcats. They just didn't really get the backs going ever. Like, they had the pitching. They seemed ready. Jackson Pearson was playing super well. Nick couldn't really seem to get a real rhythm going, which is unfortunate. Just wasn't his series at all. And that's what you kind of saw the entirety of the year from every team, is like, it wasn't their series, and it's tough to overcome. But kudos to the Preds for really playing a good game, and kudos to the Wildcats for stepping up. Just wasn't enough, and the Preds are going to go play the Magic. Now, again, I mean, we have a similar deal. Like, the Preds pitching is really stinking good. Like, Cratch is currently probably the best pitcher left in the playoffs in terms of experience, in terms of ERA. Like, that dude is terrifying to play against. But, again, the Magic also have Grant Miller. They have RJ Walgate, Jack Agner. Like, their batting lineup is, again, something that really kept them in games last year. Like, they had pitching, and RJ's looking really good. He did get figured out later in the year, so that is going to be something interesting to see. Is he going to be able? What is he going to look like in the playoffs? He's still a rookie. He's 14. A lot of inexperience there. We're going to see what's that like in this next game, especially against a veteran ace in Cratch. Will they bring out Trevor Bonham? What's going to happen there? Are they going to see if they're going to try and switch it up? It is going to be a very close series. I feel like the Mallards could 2-0 the Eagles pretty easily. But I'm not so sure. I'm pretty sure this game's going to 3. I'm going to give the edge to the Magic in this game. I really feel that they have been pretty consistent all year. They're one of the most consistent teams. There's not really been any huge hiccups other than RJ for a couple of games. So I'm going to give it to the Magic over the Preds with their ups and downs. I think this is where the season ends, unfortunately. It's good to see them bounce back after missing the playoffs this year, winning a playoff series against a Wildcat team that was really good. However, I think the Magic are just going to be too much, which means that Magic and the Mallards, 2 teams a few years ago who were dead last in the league, now could be potentially facing off in the championships. But let me know your thoughts in the comments, guys. Who do you think is going to win? What are your predictions? And yeah, I have to give a very huge shout out, though, to the Northville Wiffle Ball League. I have been just a little bit behind on things, and they have, asked me to look at their channel, and man, I've actually started watching them like during the in-betweens when there wasn't any MLW stuff, and they have some pretty good guys on their team. So includes the High Heat versus the Cardinals, These guys have really good rosters. Both can pitch, both can play. In fact, you're going to see appearance from Brady Pearson and Jackson Pearson in this game. If you go watch it, you can see some cameos. So these guys close to MLW, MLW adjacent, going to tournaments like Wiffle and the Mitten. And these guys can really, really play. As you see, just that absolute bomb there. So left the screwball up in the zone, and that's just too much for him. I mean, just absolutely swamp donkeyed on that one. Just teed off on it. You can't leave stuff like that up in the zone against good batters like that. This time, he's going to keep that drop ball real nice. Going to drop into the corner. Really good pitch. Sidearm, screwball, drops perfectly in there. No, really nice screwball there. Gets off the bat, and he's going to be safe, though. Yeah, I mean, you can see some really good pitching throughout this league. Obviously, some stuff that maybe MLW managers may be looking at for the future. I mean, a lot of you guys are pretty young. And so maybe looking to make it into the league one day. As we see a foul ball, he's going to catch it out on there. And yeah, we're going to see a little pitching change as the Cardinals come up to bat. Going to get that slider up. And easy out, going to get the runner to second. So runner in scoring position. Can the Cardinals make a change on that? And no, that's a riser right in the bottom. Yeah, just pinpoint placement right on the corner, and easy out right there. And we're going to the next inning, on the second inning. So show and bunt again, looking like he's losing a little bit of control right there. Gets a strikeout now with that screwball again. Just really nasty the way he's been throwing it. And another strikeout. I mean, once he settles himself in, like, super good pitching. There's a lot of motion, as you can see on it, especially at a young kid, like throwing that hard, that fast. I mean, just dropping out of the heavens. It's looking really good. He's just got to work on some control stuff. But the arsenal is definitely there, as you can see. So, coming in for the next game. Next inning, Cardinals up to bat, 405. Riser up into the zone. He's going to get a piece on that, but not going to be able to finish it out. Again, Riser, top of the zone, easy strikeout. And the Cardinals need some bats going, and that is just not it. It is really rough right now. And yeah, another strikeout. And the high heat will go on to close out the game. Cardinals were not able to get the bats going. But yeah, make sure you guys check out the high heat versus the Cardinals. Go check out Northville Wiffle League. They're super great. Really nice guys. And they have a lot of great content posting weekly. So make sure you check them out. And yeah, make sure you check out my other videos. Say hi. And I will see you guys next time. Peace.